That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? You know, Daredevil Born Again, they just dropped a trailer at D23. Most people saw it online. Everybody's really excited about it. But Charlie Cox, at a fan expo, I believe in Chicago, recently made a comment dropping hints that there are going to be a bunch of surprise cameos in this show, which has got everybody kind of speculating about what they could be. Now, just to get to the details, this is exactly what Charlie Cox said, talking about White Tiger and stuff like that too. He says, I remember getting those scripts, and the character that I'm thinking about in particular right now, I remember when I read that story before I started doing Daredevil in 2014, I always thought that was a really cool storyline and such an interesting character, such an interesting dynamic between the two of them. That was really fun. And I'm really excited about that. Now, here's where the big key little thing is. It almost gets missed. And there are a couple of other nice little cameos that come up. Bunch of nice little cameos. Now, look. The trailer, for those of you who saw it, to Daredevil season, or Daredevil Born Again, I should say, is fantastic. I mean, it seems like they really tried to go out of their way to make sure that this trailer felt like the Netflix Daredevil series. And if that was indeed what they were aiming for, frickin' bullseye. I mean, they got it. They nailed it. It felt like if you had just shown me that in a vacuum, and just like we didn't know Daredevil was going over to Disney or anything like that. If you had just showed me that trailer in a vacuum and said, oh, this is for Daredevil season 4, still on Netflix, I completely would have believed it. Yeah, by the way, no pun intended on the bullseye thing. Just no pun intended. So I totally would have believed you. If you said this is Daredevil season 4 on Netflix, totally would have bought into it. But again, if that's what they're going for, great. Disney does like doing their little cameos. I did not really think we would get any in Daredevil Born Again. But now that Charlie Cox has basically said, oh yeah, by the way, there are going to be some nice little cameos in there as well. Who could he be talking about? Now, I don't think it's going to be anybody Avengers level, right? I don't think Thor is going to show up in Daredevil. I don't think Doctor Strange, even though I think he's got a place right up the street. I don't think Doctor Strange. I don't think Spider-Man, even though he's got a place right up the street. I don't think Spider-Man shows up in here. I don't think War Machine or anything like that. My guess is that it will primarily focus around characters from the Netflix universe, with one exception. So, if I had to bet $1, and only $1, my first guess will be Mike Coulter has been playing coy, and Mike Coulter will pop up as Luke Cage. That's my first kind of guess, is that Luke Cage will pop up in there. Probably even more likely than that is Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones will probably pop up in there. Now, we already know that Karen and Foggy are there, so that's not the little surprise cameos. So I think it's going to focus mostly around that stuff. But the one exception that I think he could be talking about as far as a nice cameo that isn't somebody from the Netflix series, and it's not Wong, She-Hulk. I think Jennifer shows up. It would make sense. I mean, they clearly liked each other. They smashed uglies. He did the Walk of Shame, which is one of my favorite moments of television of all time. So I think maybe She-Hulk could be popping up in there too. We want to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Hungryroot. Guys, you know me, I like things that make my life easier, especially things that make it easier for me to eat healthy and eat well, and certainly more effectively than trying to order from food delivery services. Hungryroot is the easiest way to eat healthy. They send you fresh, high-quality groceries, simple, delicious recipes, and essential supplements. It's like having someone else do all the planning and shopping so you don't even have to think about it. Hungryroot gets to know your personal health goals, dietary restrictions, favorite foods, how much time you want to spend cooking, and more. Then, they build you a personalized cart with all your grocery needs for the week, including easy 4-ingredient recipes to put those groceries to use. Each order is fully customizable so you can take their suggestions or choose anything you want. They've got fresh produce, high-quality meat and seafood, healthy snacks, smoothies, sweets, ready-to-eat meals, kids snacks and meals, vitamins and supplements, and much more. Everything from Hungryroot follows a simple standard. It's got to taste good, be quick to make, and contain whole, trusted ingredients. Right now, Hungryroot is offering the John Campea Show listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/Campea to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/Campea. Don't forget to use our link so that they know we sent you. Anyway, Chris, you hear Charlie Cox say, yeah, we're doing this one thing with this one character, love it. Oh, by the way, there's some really nice little cameos too. Who do you think those cameos could be? Could they be larger level MCU figures? Could it be a Wong? I don't know. What do you think those cameos are going to be?
I think for sure we're getting Jessica Jones because Kristen Ritter was spotted on set back in, February of this year. She also posted pictures of her wearing her Jessica Jones t-shirt and all those kinds of things. So I feel like that was a, hey buddies, get ready. I'm going to be back on here. I do think Mike Coulter is probably playing coy. I really do. Because I think it just makes sense to bring those guys back because those were very beloved iterations of the characters. Sorry, Finn. There's still some problems with Iron Fist. I'm so sorry, buddy. I know so much of it wasn't your fault. I would love to have White Tiger in there. I think that'd be a really cool, especially the Hector iteration. I don't think we'd see him suited up or using his special amulet. I think it'd be a just, hey, here's Hector, which would be a really cool way to bring him kind of in and see.
And of course, he is in the trailer.
Yes, yeah, and just have him like hanging out and doing stuff. But I don't think we'll see him be like the actual White Tiger at this point because I feel like that's a little too mystical for right now. I genuinely would love if he calls Jen for a little legal advice. I think that'd be perfect. And I also would love to see a Peter Parker on the streets of New York. I think it'd be really great to establish him as a New York superhero again, a boots on this ground superhero, and maybe start setting up his work as a photographer for some kind of journalistic source. Again, probably not the not Daily Planet, Lord, probably not for the Daily Bugle because of how JJ went. But I think it'd be really great to have a tiny moment of him doing kind of a, hey, taking pictures for some court case and just having a knowing moment with Matt, because Matt won't remember him, but he'll remember him, and just talking about like, you're a really good lawyer. Something like that I think would be a great little moment to throw in and would take almost none of Tom Holland's schedule.
Well, he would remember Peter. He just wouldn't remember Peter as Spider-Man.
But then MJ didn't remember Peter at all as Peter.
Oh, you know what? That's right. The way the thing worked at the end. 100%.
It'd be a really cute reversal if there was a quick reflex thing from Pete.
I think the safe bet is just Madison.
Can Madison and Wong have their show?
I'm
Please.
in for that. I am totally, again, the thing about the Madison thing was, like everybody else in the world, I was so annoyed by that character when they first brought her on that this is irritating. By the end of it, I wanted more Madison and Wongers. More of it. Here's the problem. Everything you just said completely makes sense about why you would have a Peter Parker there.
Yeah.
Is there any reality that Tom Holland pops up in a Disney Plus series?
I don't know. Maybe he's bored.
Listen,
his Apple TV show didn't go over well. He hasn't had
it did
the
not. His
best
other
box
stuff hasn't
office
gone
trajectory.
well.
Maybe he has a nice cushy little day where he gets to just pop in as Pete, boogie on out, and make tasty money.
I like Michael Keaton.
Like
Exactly.
Michael Keaton.
Just he got paid, big fun.
Yeah.
Get on out.
Get on.
Didn't have to put on the costume. Didn't have to do anything.
I'm more concerned with how they handle Mute. That's more. I'm like, man.
How they handle who?
Isn't it Mute or no?
Oh yeah.
Echo?
Yeah, no, not Echo.
Muse.
Muse.
Oh,
Yeah, because Muse is fucking terrifying. Muse is terrifying.
Yeah.
That was like the idea. Like if you had to come up with something that was still street level, that would force Daredevil and Kingpin to work together, you have to come up with something that is really a major threat, but again, not an Avengers level thing. Muse is such a great choice for this. I'm so excited about him.
Remember when everyone was worried about this getting like kitty-fied?
Yep.
And then they go that route? Dang.
Guys, listen, if you haven't read the storyline with Muse, and like Muse is like, what he does would make Joker go, damn. Like Muse is legit freaky. And I think it's going to make for some great stuff. Anyway, guys, question is for you. Charlie Cox is saying, yeah, we're going to have some pretty cool little cameos. Who do you think those are? Could they be people from the wider MCU? Could it be somebody like a Spider-Man? Will it be just exclusively people from the old Netflix series, or maybe not at all. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.